Hello, everybody. Happy New Year. Pastor Allen Clark with you today. And we wish you a very happy New Year and a blessed and prosperous New Year as well. I want to talk to you today about being at peace within yourself. And many of us find ourselves not being at peace within. We don't like who we are. And we focus on our faults. We focus on our weaknesses. And we find ourselves, as a result, constantly being critical of who we are. Some of us even torment ourselves to the point of living in a proverbial hell here on earth. There seems to be this recording that is ever playing everything that we've ever done wrong. It plays over and over again in our minds. And you see, then we wonder why we're not happy. Most of us ask ourselves, why are we so miserable? What is wrong with me? Well, it's because there is a constant war waging inside your mind, inside yourself. And I don't believe that we were put here or made to go through life feeling down on ourselves. We must learn not to focus on our faults. We must stop overanalyzing our weaknesses. Many of us need to stop beating ourselves up. Stop beating ourselves up because we're not where we think we should be. Think about this for a moment. You're not a finished product. You see, God's still working on you. The Bible says that God changes you from glory to glory. So we must learn to enjoy the glory that we are in right at this moment. You may have some weaknesses. And I say we all do. There may be areas that you need to improve in. But you being down on yourself will not do you any good. Having the feelings of constantly telling you that you don't measure up and that God is not pleased with you will not work. You must accept yourself. Accept yourself right where you are with all the faults and all the shortcomings that you may have. God is the potter, and you are the clay. God is the only one making and molding you. Yes, it may not happen as fast as you would like it to happen, but God is in control of the process. And you need to accept yourself in the glory that you're in right now. You see, when you don't like yourself, you're the only person that you can never get away from. We can get away from our boss, we can get away from our neighbor, we can get away from the crazy uncle that we have, but you can never get away from you. You wake up with you. You take a shower with you. You go to work with you. And you even go on vacation with you. And if you don't like yourself, then your life is going to be quite miserable. Don't be against yourself. You may have things wrong with you, but I assure you, you have a lot more right with you than you have wrong with you. Yes, you may have a long way to go. But I challenge you to look back and review. And what you're going to find is you have come further than you thought. Keep those flaws in perspective. Every individual has something that they're dealing with. Many of us come across some people that seem to be much further along. They seem to have it all together. They're happy and they're enjoying life. But I need you to understand this. They're also on the potter's wheel as well. You say to me, well, why aren't they upset? The reason is this. They understand this principle. You must be in joy wherever you are. Be in joy while the process of change takes place in your life. Many of us feel that we'll maybe feel good just as soon as the situation in our life changes. Maybe as soon as we lose the weight, or as soon as we can break the addiction that we might have. As soon as I learn to control my mouth, then I might get rid of this guilt and shame that I have. What I would like for you to consider here on this New Year's 2017 is I want you to feel good about yourself right where you are. I want you to grasp this concept. Hold on to it. I want you to apply it in your life. We must not go through this life not liking ourselves. As soon as you are down on yourself and you feel that you don't measure up, it will not change. It will keep you moving in the wrong direction. It'll keep you from enjoying your life. You've got to give yourself a break. You're on the potter's wheel. And I believe it takes a mature person to accept who you are and to be at peace within. The scripture says in Hebrews to look away from what distracts us and have the Christ mind within us. Having the Jesus state of mind will cause us to look away from our faults, to look away from our shortcomings, will keep us from focusing on our weaknesses. Continuously thinking how we don't measure up will distract you from the good things in your life. Of course, this doesn't mean that we don't try to improve. But what it does mean is that we don't allow the heaviness to weigh us down. The worst thing you can do is to go through life being against yourself. Stop thinking about everything that is wrong with you and start thinking about what is right with you. Yes, you may have some areas you still struggle with. But I say we all do. There is not one perfect person in this world. And it's okay to feel good about who you are. It really is. Even when you're not where you need to be. When you're still in the process of changing. Someone asked me the other day, what is the one thing that I would change about myself if I could? And I'm not trying to sound arrogant when I say this, but I couldn't think of anything. Yes, there are plenty of areas that I need to work on in my life. But what my point is here is I don't sit around thinking about everything that's wrong with me. I don't have that in the foreground of my mind. I'm not constantly thinking about my flaws, my weaknesses, my shortcomings. Don't go through your day reliving your failures. Don't go through your day beating yourself up about past mistakes. Don't allow the negative recording to remind you of everything that you are not. And like I say this with all humility. I like myself. I'm happy with who I am. I'm proud of who God made me to be. Again, I'm not bragging, but I am bragging on the goodness of God. I know that I am the apple of His eye. I know for a fact that I am a masterpiece. I know I'm a prized possession, that I'm fearfully and wonderfully made. And yes, I may have shortcomings, but I'm still on the potter's wheel, and I'm a work in progress. God has his own timetable, and in time, I will change for the better. But I must enjoy my life in the meantime, trusting God that he will get me to where I am supposed to be. God bless you all. This is Pastor Allen Clark wishing you a very happy new year. God bless.